Bonjour et bienvenue Spirit Aventure. Welcome back, Wanderlusters. Today, grab that passport, grab the airplane because we're crossing the Atlantic to go to Paris, France. that is all for this first part of my Parisian visit. Next part, we are going to talk about Les Palais de Versailles, Les Sacré-Cœur Basilique, and Disney. Those are trips that are their own, and they're going to take quite a time to talk about them. There's a lot to see and a lot to experience. Because to get to those two places, you have to travel not only by the metro, but you have to take a train. So it's way outside that Parisian lifestyle, but very, very unique, and I really recommend it. So this video covered just 4 days, and in this video we visit the Tour Eiffel, Tour Montparnasse, Musée le Louvre, Fort d'Anse, Cathédrale de Notre-Dame, Les Arcs de Triomphe, and the Street of Paris, and as well the Pont d'Alexandre. The Pont d'Alexandre is very unique. It's a very unique bridge that is just for walking. You cannot drive through it. And normally there used to be a lot of love locks in that bridge, and they have to take it down because they were damaging the bridge. So they left like one or two there, but you cannot put new ones. And it's very unique compared to the other bridge that are around the Ile-de-France that connect that island with the rest of Paris. Very interesting about Paris. That is my dream city that I wish I could live there. It's a walkable city. I love that you can walk through whatever place you need to go. You can walk. You don't need a car. That is so nice not to have a car because it's walkable. And the metro system is like A+ class. Like it's clean, is reliable, and is cheap. Comparing this metro to the other metros like in Rome or the subway at New York, this is so cheap, so inexpensive, and it's so nice to take it. You don't feel the burden unless you are in the high hours, on the peak hours. In our case, that happened every evening when we were returning to our hotel because we stayed at the 18 arrondissement. That's the District 18. Saint-Ouen, if I'm correct, was the district. I don't know if now it's 18 or 17 or 18, but it was one of those. It's quite far away from the center of Paris, and it's more where local live, where their houses are. When you see the local Parisian workforce being there. Nearby our hotel, we get to order by a bistro. There's a bistro. They were so nice. I was so happy that we found them. We get to have our authentic café au lait et pain au chocolat. That's latte and what it calls in USA chocolate croissant when it doesn't even have the croissant shape, but it's pain au chocolat. So I recommend when you travel to Paris, do a lot of research. People that are coming from the Americas, North, Center, or South America, recommend that you take the latest trip to get to Paris because that way you're able to sleep through the whole flight, and when you get there, you're very restful, very full of energy to enjoy your day in Paris. We're trying to enjoy the most of our stay and trying to avoid that jet lag, that severe jet lag that can happen. Is very nice because when you get there, there's daylight. You're going to force yourself to go through this whole day, and when you get to the hotel that you're staying is when you're going to like get knocked out. You're going to sleep, and that way you're forcing this adjustment a little bit faster and a little bit less tedious for us. So yeah, for people that's traveling with anxiety, search very well the airline that you're going to travel with. In our case, the airline that we travel was so nice, such a good host during this whole travel. It was almost a 7-hour trip, and for me it was a challenge, but I get to enjoy the trip. It doesn't feel a burden. I didn't feel the time most of it. Like I say, I slept a lot, I read books, I watch movies, I do puzzle games, I play with my cell phone. I did a lot of stuff, plus the sleep that help a lot to get the time going fast. For book lovers, Paris have a street that have a lot of book stalls in the streets. So you're going to find a lot of books for very almost nothing. Like I paid 35 euros for 8 books and I bring all of them with me. And if I stayed a little bit more and I have found that street early in my trip, I probably would have to buy a new book bag to put my books in there. But 35 euros, for those that are not familiar with it, 35 euros here in USA will give me for 3 books, the most 4. Books here are very expensive. But over there, they were so cheap and so good books that I found. They're in French, if that's most. But in my case, I get to enjoy it, I get to understand it, and I get to learn a little bit more vocabulary from my French language. So traveling to Paris, go in comfortable shoes. In my case, I use booties, but because I want to blend very well with the locals, so that way we avoid the scammers. If they don't see you like a tourist, they're not going to go through you to scam you, because they're probably going to say she knows what we do. So try to blend the most with the locals. That's another tip that I would give. Try to blend the most with the locals, because the experience is going to be so different than if you're an obvious tourist. Try to be respectful. I know not many places is very common. Here in USA is not so common, but getting there, say bonjour, ça va bien, ça va, is like good morning, how are you? Putting your order, saying please, s'il vous plaît. And then when you get your order, say thank you and have a good day. Merci et bonne journée. That is very, very important. You're going to have this chit chat with the people that are serving to you. Don't give tips. Please don't go with that. USA here we gave tips. They gave tips a lot here because, well, the wage is not the best. But in those services that the tips is allowed, normally they survive by the tips. But in Paris, you are not needed to give tips. These people gave the best service to you because they're getting paid to do it and because they love it and feel responsible to giving you the best service. Paris community is very like to integrate a lot their visitors. So if you learn the basic of French, and you're even in the beginner or the medium level, they are going to try to make you talk French, and they're going to fix whatever you're doing wrong. Probably if I stay there for 3 months, I will be fluently in my French, and probably a complete Parisian by then. But sadly, I can't. Not yet. So yes, tips for Paris. Try to research a lot. Research the weather, research the tickets for the airplane, research the hotel, research the tickets for the attractions that you're going to see, and research the tickets for your transportation. Like I say, don't go with renting a car. Paris is very nice. You can walk, or you can take the metro, or you can do both, or you can do cycling, whichever you like. Don't rent a car. It's going to be an expense that you really don't need, and you probably are not going to be able to navigate so fluently in Paris. Second and third of most, try to learn the basic of the language. Like I say, if they see the effort there, they're going to treat you way more different than if you're going straight forward speaking English. So try to do that. Try to stay away from Starbucks. That's another one. Try to stay away from Starbucks. Try to get authentic café au lait and enjoy the coffee culture from Paris. Book lovers, find a street as soon as possible because you're going to enjoy your time there. And plan everything that you're going to see. Do the planning. Research everything, do the planning, plan every step that you're going to make in Paris. That way you're going to have time efficiency, so you're going to enjoy your stay there, and that way you're prepared even better. Your wardrobe is going to be even better prepared for what you're going to see. The weather is another key for that wardrobe. Check that weather. The closer you get into the day, check the weather like daily if you can, and make changes. Be open to make changes to the wardrobe that you selected to go to the trip, because it's possible that it's going to change. In our case, we're traveling like this change from winter to spring, so it was a lot of rain and a lot of cold. So we get prepared for that. I even bring an umbrella with me, so be prepared for that. And besides those 7s, the only thing that I have to say is enjoy the trip. After you do all that planning, all that research, enjoy the trip. Actually is one of the most interesting adventures that I have so far. Saying all that, that is all for today, and I will see you guys in our next trip.